So we got Matt and Michelle on the ride. How you guys doing today?
Awesome, man.
I'm stressed out.
Stressed out?
I hate packing. We're going to Maryland.
Maryland.
For 4 days. Actually, 3. 1 is included today.
Well, yes, Maryland can stress people out. But is it business or personal?
Well, no, fun, personal. We're just going up to Navy Air Force.
Oh, all right. So you guys are in the Navy?
No, but my dad was Special Forces and did some work at the Academy, and my best friend, his father was a Navy Academy grad. And so we ended up going a few games with them. They had season tickets, and then we got season tickets, and it's going for a whole now.
I've never been.
20 years, yeah.
Who they playing against?
Air Force.
Oh, okay.
50th matchup, so.
Okay, so that should be definitely interesting right there.
It should be cool. They're doing like the flyover and everything.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, my best friend, he's in the Navy.
Oh, cool.
So I definitely know the competition between the Air Force and the Navy. I mentioned that if I was to join, that I would always start the Air Force because I would like to be a pilot.
Yeah.
And he had a snide remark where he's like, "We have more planes than the Air Force do." But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
That's great. So where are you guys from originally?
I'm originally from New Jersey.
I'm from here.
Oh, okay. A Floridian.
Oh, yeah.
Tend to
That's
find.
why I was nervous, though, because I don't know what the weather's like.
Oh, so is this the first time you've been up north?
We went to New Jersey last November, and it wasn't too bad, but I get cold so easily, and it's going to be like 70 something, but I'm still like, is it going to be windy, or is it going to be...
Is that a northern 70?
Right, yeah, it is a difference, though.
Yeah.
It's definitely different.
So I had to pack like summer clothes and winter clothes.
What about you, man? You from here?
I'm originally from New England, Hartford,
Okay.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
You know the area?
My buddy went to Hartford.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. No, it's really good. I've been down here a couple years now, though. It's kind of like I'm trying to say I'm a Floridian, but I just don't feel like one yet, I guess. I don't know. It's hard transition. How about yourself? How long have you been?
I've been in Florida now for close to a little over 2 years.
All right, so it's fairly new.
Yeah. I lived in North Carolina for 10 years before that, though. So it's kind of like I moved to the south, and then I moved to the north and the south.
Right, yeah, because this Florida is not the south that even people from this area doesn't consider it that.
He always says that. I always say I'm from the south.
Yeah.
Geographically, yes, but you're not a southerner.
Yes, on the map you would be south, but I talked to people from Georgia and North Carolina, South Carolina, like that's what I guess people consider south, since this is such a melting pot of people. But I tell you this, to me it's a completely different world from anywhere else I've ever been. Florida, it's like its own country.
I don't ever plan to move. I want to travel, but I like Florida.
It's definitely a lot different than the north. I don't plan on moving back.
So did you get the prejudice of Northerners, like when you first moved down here, where we're painted to be angry, mean people all the time?
Did I?
Yeah, that's what people used to tell me all the time. When I would say I'm from up north, they'd be like, "Oh, I heard you guys are mean and angry and rude."
Well, I'm from Jersey, man. I get like the worst stereotypes.
Yeah, right. I know. It's like every time I'm watching someone like a TV show or something from someone from New York, they have to throw some shade on Jersey.
Yeah. I got it more when I was in North Carolina. Here, less so. Just because I think
There's so many people here from New Jersey.
Yeah, I tell you, I actually always seem to click for people from Jersey, so I have nothing bad to say about people from Jersey.
It gets a bad rap because like the stereotype is I don't know.
The fist pumping and gel hair.
Was it like that before the show?
I mean, some places, but it was all like the people that were coming in from like New York.
Well, yeah, that was the irony of it, is that people were judging Jersey people when most of those people were from New York.
They kept me employed for 10 years.
But is that where the bad reputation came from? Is just from that show, or was it already?
Well, before that, it was more like Mafia Sopranos.
Oh,
You're from Jersey, eh?
Well, hey, You watched Boardwalk Empires, I'm sure, right?
I actually have not seen
Oh,
it.
definitely pick that. Yeah.
I grew up like 30
if you want to
minutes
pick up
north of DC.
if you want to pick up a new show to binge watch, a new show for you, but it's an old show now. But yeah, definitely, it's about a real person. I want to say Bucky Thompson or something, Bumpy Thompson or something like that. But yeah, really good show. But anyways, I want to bring back to something you mentioned. You said that show kept you employed for 10 years?
Yeah, I was at Ocean Lifeguard in Jersey. So those guys would come down, get like wasted on the beach, and then think they're like, you know, Michael Phelps. I can make it through this rip current. No, you can't, bro. No, you can't. Nope. That was always my funnest. Like the funnest thing to do was like to paddle out to like the muscle dude who just didn't know how to handle himself in the ocean.
Right.
Like the conversation always started like, "No, bro, I'm good." And he's like, "All right, man, cool. I'm just gonna hang out here for a little bit then." He's like, "All right." And then like 3 minutes later, "Getting tired there, buddy?" Yeah, but I'm good. All right. Like 3 minutes later, "Bro, can I hang out to your board for like a sec?" "Sure, man, no problem." 5 minutes later, "Bro, can you like paddle me in?" "Sure, man."
That's awesome.
So all their friends be laughing at them as they came in.
Yeah. Snapchat it. And
The best part was like they just had to swim 3 feet to like the right or left, and they'd been fine.
But they had to prove themselves, you know.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like an ocean treadmill.
That's so funny. So let me tell you, let me ask you. You must have some really good stories. Something really. What would you come up with? Tell me one of the craziest stories that you can think of.
I think my best one from that job was I was a rookie, and I was sitting on. When you're a rookie, you had to sit like you had the ocean side, which is really intense, fun stuff, and then you had the bay side, which is like the kiddie pool. And as a rookie, you had to rotate through on the bay side at least once a week. And so I was sitting there one day, just making it through the day. This woman comes up to me in like a nervous panic, which kind of took me by surprise because nothing ever happens there. So she comes up, she's like, I don't want to scare anybody. I don't want to startle you. I'm like, okay, yeah. And I'm like a rookie, so I'm like super serious and like into it. I'm like, yeah, yo, okay, what do you need? What's going on?
Right.
And she's like, so I've been watching the water for like the last couple hours, and I've noticed it's like receded by like 3 or 4 feet. And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, is that a problem? I said, well, the tide's going out. And then she just looked at me dumbfounded. She's like, I don't understand. Like, where's the water going to? I don't. So like, now I explained to this woman. I spent like an hour describing like what the tides are and how like the moon's gravitational pull, like, you know, gives and takes on the water. It pulls on the water, and then the tide rises. The water rises and falls. And she's like dumbfounded by this. Like, she literally thought the water was being drained and like everything was gonna get sucked out. And then the kicker for that story was at the end, she says, I can't wait, I'm so excited about this. I homeschool my kids, I can't wait to teach them about this.
Really?
Yeah. That
is cool though. At least she she made some positive out of it. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
I would pay a lot of money to find out what those kids are doing now. Oh
yeah, right. That's so funny.
That was an awesome job because we had it was a ship bottom beach patrol, and we had a really good crew. There's still a good crew up there. It's just all the time when the lifeguards were on duty, you were safe.
Was it anything like the TV show?
Which TV show?
Baywatch. You know what TV show I'm asking about. Yeah,
no,
Son of the Beach. You ever see that one?
It's a little more real than that. I would always tell. Eventually, I moved up in the ranks and like became a lieutenant, and trained the rookie classes, and I always explained it to them that 99% of the time you're gonna have a blast. Like you're gonna be making friends. It's hard not to like everybody on that patrol. You're gonna be out there swimming, surfing, body surfing, talking with the people on the beach. I said you're paid for though that 1% of the time where it hits the fan and someone could die if you screw up your job. So enjoy the 99%, but you just gotta be able to flip that switch and be ready to go. And literally, I mean, I've had people run up to me with their babies, like as blue as the ocean was, because they're choking.
Right.
People swallowing salt water, so it gets real fast.
Right. It's not all glitz and glamour. It's suntans and bikinis. You know what I'm saying? You got the real life story. They watch. So yeah, well, you don't think of that, you know. I'm sure a lot of these young people get the job because they think, oh, I get to hang out at the beach all day, you know.
Yeah.
And then the real life situations come.
I mean, and that motivation's fine. Like it's okay. It's just that you have to get that realization that things do go wrong. Like somebody's life is literally in your hands at that point. So yeah, it was on the news last 2 nights ago when he was down in Puerto Rico. Basically, he's sitting there, just he's rambling on, trying to thank the Coast Guard, right? Because they supposedly had a representative there. So he's talking about, oh, the Coast Guard, they did just such a phenomenal job, and it's amazing what the Coast Guard can do, and, you know, thank you for protecting our borders. They're just amazing.
The voice changed.
All the relief. I can't sound that stupid. It's impossible. You can't do that impression. But
Yeah, pretty good, yeah. On point, yeah.
But the best part was this, like, you hear off camera, it's like, sir, we're here representing the Air Force. And he's like, I knew that. I knew that. The whole time he's like talking about these people, like, it's like, that was the Air Force doing all those things you just were talking about.
Air Force, Coast Guard, tomato,
Yeah.
you know, that's how he looks at it. You know, like Puerto Ricans are the other Mexicans, you know, it's like, oh yeah, it's like Hurricane Maria, gotta go talk to the Mexicans, it's in Puerto Rico, so, oh yeah.
I mean, you know, he doesn't realize or did not realize they're like American citizens at first. Like, somebody had to have explained that to him.
And he's like, why are we helping them? Oh, they're American citizens?
Oh.
I'm sure about that.
He just continues to embarrass himself, and he doesn't even recognize it. It's missing that social cue.
No, it's almost like, sometimes it's like he's proud of himself when he does something embarrassing. It's like you get the opposite reaction of what a normal person would, how they would react.
He goes through plays like, I got nothing but applause, everybody loves me. Like, no, they were saying they hate you.
Right.
Were you there for the entire time?
Right.
Oh,
It's
they
like,
love me, everything's amazing.
what was it? Like, say back when he first won, he kept saying, thanking the American people. See, the American people love me. They wanted me here. When they think about it, he lost the popular vote.
No.
It was the more politicians that wanted him in office.
It's so. I mean, now with Vegas and everything, just you do not realize how screwed up our system is in so many ways right now. You're just not paying attention because. Why every time like, something crazy happens, like this nut job gets elected, which most people do not want, and we don't think about how, maybe it's time for the Electoral College to go away. This isn't working for us. And then you look at Vegas and you think, well, there's kind of a cycle here. Every single time a mass shooting happens, they say, well, it's not time to talk about it. We need to mourn right now. And then there's never a discussion about it, and nothing ever changes. And then there's just another mass shooting.
So yes, I actually have an interesting conversation. One of my videos, look out for David. He's from the Netherlands, and they don't have guns.
Yeah.
Well, the police, of course, but I'm saying like, they're not allowed to have guns, you know. So it's really interesting how they live without it, and here we are fighting so hard to have them.
I mean, just the argument is just so dumbfounding to me. I mean, just. One, the premise of the Second Amendment is like, first off, I don't know how many people actually know what it says. And then two, when they argue about like, well, no, the militia thing is separate. Well, even if you argue that, who actually needs high-powered assault rifles? Why should that? You need to protect yourself from what?
Right.
What's coming at you that you need a fully automatic, or you need one of these butt stocks and you make a semi-automatic, fully automatic?
What did you do to expect a whole like?
You
must be expecting like yeah, exactly. Like,
how much cocaine have you sold that you need that?
Right, you have like all the Colombian guerrillas are gonna come kicking in your door.
And then if that's the case, why the hell are we selling assault rifles anyway? It's like, well, then don't sell that much cocaine. You won't need the assault rifle.
if anything, if you got connections like that for cocaine and you're worried about the cartel coming through your door, then I'm sure you can find a way to get guns without, not legally, and then it's like, if you're gonna go hunting, what kind of how much meat are you gonna have left on that deer? You know what I'm saying? So,
news today, Forrest is gone because some asshole did there with a fully automatic rifle, which he bought legally.
Well, hey guys, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So much for the ride, the conversation, everything.
Yeah.
So we got a fun story, but what about a scary story? What would be a scary story that happened?
You have one.